Viewer discretion is advised, as we'll be talking about some mature stuff if you know what I'm saying, but hey, if YouTube really isn't for children, then there really shouldn't be a problem, right, Miss YouTube?
I guess you win this round, Miss Robyn. For now.
No, it's not over yet! So, real world events basically kept pushing this Halloween video later and later than I wanted, but this was a video I still wanted to do, and honestly, don't really care if it's this late. If Christmas can interrupt Halloween, then call me Jack Skellington. Anyways, Halloween is known as the holiday full of creatures that go bump in the night. Whether they be classic creatures or modern scares, anime has given us a plethora of nightmares for us to witness around this time of year. I just never imagined that someone would look at some of these horrifying monsters, psychopaths, and demons while thinking to themselves, that's my wife or a husbando. You sure about that? Despite knowing that these characters could and would kill you if given the chance, the fans of these characters couldn't care less and would still consider them as kings or queens in their hearts. So let's highlight these dangerous senpais with our list today. Top 10 Scariest Husbandos and Waifus of Anime. They may be the perfect partners in your heart, but let's see how and why they'd tear you apart. Also, I will not be including Alucard, Sebastian, or Grell on the list. They may have deadly skills, but they're not going to kill you unless someone orders them to do it. And with that out of the way, let's get this deadly list started. Let's start things off with a humorous but still deadly waifu. Anyone remember this little angel? Anyone who sees this image and knows who she is are already laughing, but for those of you who don't know, allow me to demonstrate why this little darling is dangerous, while doing my best not to upset Miss YouTube. Dokuro-chan from Bludgeoning Angel Dokuro-chan. She looks, walks, and talks like an angel, but she's truly a devil in disguise. Point if you get the reference. I'm putting this infamous yandere pretty low on the list, but here we have the one, the only, Yuno Gasai from Mirai Nikki. Nobody has a chance with this deadly lady, unless your name is... I'm sorry, what was his name again?
Yuki.
Yeah, that guy. I've decided to put her pretty low on the list since, given the circumstances, her life could have been somewhat normal as we see her in World 3. But when it comes to Yuno 1, you're gonna be dead if you're in her way. I mean, she killed all of her classmates when her precious boyfriend was in trouble. If your name is not Yuki and you upset her, you best hide from this one. Of course, the Ice Queen herself would grace us with her presence. We have Esdeath from Akame ga Kill. Raised by the phrase, kill or be killed, Esdeath has the highest death toll compared to everyone else in the series, and I'm told that is a pretty big number. She may treat her companions like family, but she takes extreme pleasure in torturing anyone she deems beneath her. Placing her a bit lower on this list too, as she is pretty similar to Yuno. She has feelings for one man and won't accept any other substitute. So you're either gonna be her friend in the army or hanging around alongside the other corpses in her collection. Your choice. Now here's a husbando that can literally have the nickname 2 for the price of 1. Tyki Mikk from The Gray Man seems to have two different personalities known as Human and Noah. His human side is mostly scruffy, but sweet and loyal to his friends as they travel around and look out for each other. His Noah side, however, is quite the opposite. Turn the scruffy hobo into a refined gentleman and his sweetness to pure malice. He is still loyal though. Loyal to his Noah family that are hell-bent bent on destroying all of humanity, but yeah, he's still loyal. Out of all the members, Tyki tends to be the one fans attract to the most, that he's the only one that taps into his human side, showing that he can be sweet, but then deadly. I mean, I get the attraction and all, but this gentleman takes pure pleasure in torturing his targets. Look at that sadistic face, just look at it. Seriously, his acts of torments are so bad, they had to cover them up with those pathetic censorship covers. And poor Alan had to take it all. You sure you want this guy as a husbando? You know we can't have a list of scary husbandos and waifus without the femme fatale herself, Lust, from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Although her 2003 counterpart may have some change of heart, I'm just gonna stick with how she was supposed to be characterized. Unlike most of the homunculi, Lust doesn't act as her name would suggest, but rather as an object of desire. She'll use her charm and feminine wiles to get what she needs and kill anyone who gets in her way. I mean, you know she's trouble when she helped in killing off Hughes. That's so dramatic that we're still not over it. There's nothing much else to say. She's sexy, she's a bombshell, and she will kill you. I honestly didn't know what to expect when I asked all of you who should be on this list in regards to the My Hero Academia fandom. Like, this fandom is still carrying on strong, so it's natural to find a few nominations from the show. I mean, the show has heroes and villains, so there's bound to be one hero and villain you'd instantly like, right? I honestly thought you'd all mention Tomura or even Dabi, but then you all had to remind me of this psycho villain, Himiko Toga. She may look like a spunky young lady, but she takes pleasure being a villain. Even in battle or in danger, Himiko can't help but smile when she's in her element. Putting the fact that she's a villain aside, her perspective on love and friendship is seriously warped. Now, she was trying to befriend Uraraka and Tsuyu while she was trying to kill them. And even when she has a small crush on Midoriya, she wants nothing more than to cut him up and make him bleed. Isn't she lovely? She goes on to say that her idea of a normal sign of affection is to drain the blood of the one she loves. She comes off as a cheerful girl, wanting friends, and even shows compassion every once in a while, but if her idea of friendship and love is to inflict pain, you might want to stay away from this one. You know, usually I'd feel bad for the childhood friend, or the sweet friend who lives nearby and has an obvious crush on the main character. But I am willing to make exceptions. Rena Ryugu from Higurashi is just an iconic psychopath. Despite her sweet appearance and being known as the girl who obsesses over cute things, Rena is anything but sane. With her troubling past mixed with the supernatural events of her town, Rena can snap at any moment and for any reason. You lie to her, she snaps. You threaten her family or friends, she snaps. You betray her, she snaps. You will never know what's going on in her head, so just throw something cute at her, keep her happy, and you should be fine. Right? What is it about the JoJo villains that tends to attract everyone? Everybody loves these villains. Each of them have their own goal in maintaining power, taking over the world, or just using aggressive means to have a quiet and secluded life. But if there's one villain we can't help but love from this franchise, it has to be Dio Brando. The sexy vampire striving to take over the world and destroy the JoJo bloodline, we can't help but admire his seductive yet gentlemanlike nature. But don't let his charming mannerisms fool you. Thinking that he truly is a god amongst men, Dio will abuse his power to turn his followers into vampires and even play God by combining different creatures together. Not to mention, he drains away any woman he takes in unless they are carrying his child, and will even make his followers test their loyalties in the most brutal ways. All I'm saying is Vanilla Ice really wanted Dio Senpai's attention. Definitely a charming adversary, but a deadly one nonetheless. Talk about a literal ticking time bomb with this one. Elfen Lied gives us this little cutie first, Mew. She has no memory and behaves like a child, but she's such a lovable young lady who loves to spend time with her friend Kota. But once something inside of her is triggered, this sweet little angel turns into one of the deadliest creatures on the planet, the diclonius Lucy. Due to her appearance, Lucy received nothing but trauma all of her life. From her caretakers abusing her to the orphans bullying her, Lucy could hardly ever trust anyone until she met Kota. I mean, she seems like waifu material when she'll do anything to protect the ones she loves. She'll fight off other dicloniuses, fight off an entire army, kill her senpai's entire family due to jealousy and mistrust. Okay, that last one may bring her waifu qualities down a lot. We've seen Lucy as being many people's favorite choice of waifu, but when her trust in others is severely low and she has a literal entity triggering her bloodlust, they may want to reconsider this one. Choices made from 10 to 2 all have certain conditions when it comes to their killer instabilities. Some will not kill you if you're not an inconvenience to them, or if they're just not interested in you. Number 1, however, has no restrictions. Once you step within his territory, and he just barely gets a glimpse of you, consider yourself dead.
お前は満ちた顔しやがったな。でも今は絶望だ。
Zack Foster from Angel of Death is not husbando material. Due to his extremely brutal childhood, Zack is always in the mood to kill, especially if he sees a smile on your face. He truly believes people who are happier than him are solely responsible for making him the way that he is. Any acts of kindness towards him makes him feel irritated as he doesn't understand what kindness truly is. He is chaotic, quick to anger, and becomes extremely giddy and uncontrollably violent when he sees his target. He's violent, out of control, and no one you can ever really negotiate with. If he thinks killing you will be fun and will wipe the smile from your face, he will do it. If this doesn't make him the scariest husbando in all of anime, then I really don't know what does. Confession time! I know I just pointed out why each person on this list is a bad idea to be your waifu or husbando, but I honestly want to know who your darkest husbando or waifu are. I'm gonna have to say my first husbando ever was Prince Diamond from Sailor Moon. The guy could take you away and brainwash you into kissing him, so that should be major red flags, but you felt bad for him when you find out that he and his people were being manipulated, and he's just so dreamy, and I'm just rambling, aren't I? I should stop. Well, leave your scary waifus and husbandos in the comments down below and I won't judge. Special thanks to my friend Mikey for helping me with the sound effects for the Dokuro-chan segment. I told him to have fun with this and it sounded like he did. I'd also like to thank my Patreon supporters for sticking around and keeping our channel alive. I do my best to produce videos like this and I really couldn't have done it without your incredible generosity. And of course, I'd like to say thank you for everyone watching this video. More awesome videos will be on the way, so stay tuned to Anime America.